Let's make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go.
Fix.
It's beautiful.
Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
We are proud to have the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. They've built their reputation by doing things the right way. Fair pricing, great service, and treating customers like people, not transactions. Whether you're buying today or just starting your search, start at willisauto.com. You're going to be glad you did. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's the Rush Radio Show. And if you're listening on the audio streams at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watch it on YouTube. Slap that subscribe button. Give the video a like. Start leaving your comments in the comment section. And, of course, follow us on our social media channels. Good morning, Ross Peterson.
What's up, buddy? How's Thursday for you? Freezing?
No, I got a nice little space heater on me right now. It's been running for about an hour and a half, so I've got it up to like 72 degrees in the studio. So I'm toasty. You're cold though, right?
It's going to be brutal tomorrow. Have you been paying attention to this? And what's happening around the country at all?
Well, I have, because I have two daughters, well, three daughters that live in the South, and my daughter Abigail lives in Mississippi. And they're getting warnings left and right saying, hey, you got to remember, in the South, they don't have snowplows. They're not prepared for this. Remember when Texas had that big snowstorm a couple years ago?
Yeah.
The power grid knocked it out.
Major concerns here in the South for the power grid, because if they get 3 inches of ice, I mean, you could have almost every power line down.
They've warned Abigail and Will that, hey, we expect the grid to go down, to be without power for up to 3 days, maybe a week, maybe longer. And so we were on the phone with her last night, and I said, why don't you just get in the car and drive up here today? But, they've got your work's going to get canceled,
Yeah.
But they've got two dogs, they've got the house, and I get it. But she's like, we got the house, we've got a big king size bed. I said, yeah, but that's going to get cold pretty quick. Now, the difference down there is they may be without power, but it's going to get, once that storm clears, it'll get back to, I'm not going to say fully normal, but it's the recovery that's going to take a long time.
Yeah. I honestly, Travis, when I looked at the maps of it, I was thinking of the girls, and it looked to me like all three of them were going to be south of it, but I didn't realize that Abigail was up that far north, that she will be. She's getting those warnings. Man, well, good luck. Good luck to everybody down there.
Mary will probably be okay in New Orleans, and Savannah's right on the coast. Right now, Greta complains if it's 38 degrees. She goes, man, it's cold. I'm like, honey, look where you grew up. I mean, it's you should be used to this. That's shorts weather for a lot of us. But I think Abigail's in the heat of it, because Oxford is in northern Mississippi to where she can get hit a lot. I saw somebody in the chat earlier say they may have to drive to New Mexico just to get to Florida, right? I mean, it's like go west to come back east to try to avoid everything.
Tomorrow, when we are on the air, about the time that we sign off tomorrow morning, it's going to be forecasted to be 9 below.
Here in town?
Temperature. Not feels like 9 below. So think about that. Like right now, it's like, I think it's kind of chilly right now. It's 15. It's going to get 25 degrees colder in 24 hours. If it were 100 degrees on June 21st and then 75 degrees on June 22nd,
I'd be wearing this outside, right? It'd be like one day you're like, shorts, as small a t-shirt as you get. If it went down to 75, you'd be like, man, it's chilly outside.
Did you see the post about it's going to be so cold in northern Minnesota, they're going to have exploding trees. The water in the trees is going to freeze, and it's going to explode the trees.
I've never heard of that.
It's
not true. No, here's the thing. You just convinced me that this could happen. It's like the tree's just going to burst from the trunk. It's like,
I read it, and I was like, that totally makes sense. Yeah, they have water in them.
You're not going to believe this. It hit 0 degrees Kelvin. Remember the Kelvin scale? You know, we have Celsius, we have Fahrenheit, but we have the Kelvin scale that if it hits 0 degrees Kelvin, everything like the world comes to an end.
Listen, I think that I do think that the metric system and the Europeans get some things right that we have intentionally screwed up. All right. But temperature is one that we've nailed. There's a huge variation in temperature. Celsius, it can change 5 degrees and they're like, yeah, it's still 17. What? It's very obviously warmer now. No, still 17.
Well, when I'm over there, I'll talk to some of my friends like, oh, it's cold. I go, what's cold? And they say 0 degrees Celsius, I believe, is 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
So you just go, man, that is cold. Then you go, hold on, 32? That's scarf and light jacket weather.
Little bitch, what you talking about? It's 32 degrees cold. Gonna be 9 below tomorrow. We live in a place where the air tries to kill us. You're gonna complain about 0 Celsius.
I always give Abigail a hard time, you know, when they get an inch of snow, because it's like the world comes to an end in Mississippi when the snow's an inch or 2 inches. But I keep forgetting that they don't have road plows. You know, here an inch is like whatever. It's a dusting to us, and the plows are out. They're moving the snow, and streets are fairly clear. Down there, they literally have to wait until everything melts. They don't have county snow plows and city snow plows that go around and move snow around. So it's like it falls, and they look out the window and go, well, when's it going to melt? That's when we can get on the road. We take some things for granted. Snow plows and snow blowers are one thing that we take for granted, is like, oh, it's just everyday life. You go down there and it's like,
but ice is just a different beast. Altogether.
Ice is bad for everybody.
Yep. Yeah. So good luck to everybody. Be prepared. Be prepared. Is that Lion King? I think that's Lion King.
Is it? Be prepared.
And then on Monday, yeah. Am I wrong about that? What's the Disney song where they I can't think of any other words except for be prepared.
I think there's a couple. It's Beauty and the Beast. Tyler's right.
I've never seen Beauty and the Beast.
Be prepared, be prepared. Yeah, yes, it's a faster song.
No, I've never seen Beauty and the Beast. I'm not. It can't be Beauty and the Beast.
So, I think there's one in Beauty and the Beast, and I think there might be one in Lion King, because Irish Hawkeye says, well, that was Scar. Scar was the mean lion.
Yeah, the Lion King, Be Prepared song. Just Googled it.
Okay, look up Beauty and the Beast, Be Prepared. And I guarantee you're going to get it. Because you know what Disney does? It repeats its formula over and over and over again.
There sure is. Be Prepared, sung by... Or, no, Beauty and the Beast is Be Our Guest.
Be Our Guest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, look at me.
You're down with Disney.
I only knew that it couldn't be Beauty and the Beast by process of elimination. No, I haven't seen that one.
Beast, because I haven't seen it.
So that is this crazy lion-looking monster lives in an opera house, and then they start to do an opera, and he starts to sing in the opera, kind of like Elf in the Shower.
He lives in like his mansion because he was once a prince, I believe. And Belle stumbles across this mansion where he's been turned into a lion because of a curse, and everybody else, like the maid, the butler, everybody else has been turned into like candlesticks and other things. They're animated objects. Oh,
I've seen that. Okay, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. What'd they do to deserve such a fate?
I forget.
Yeah. All right.
But I believe it was Gaston was the villain. Gaston, I believe, was the villain who wanted Belle.
Who drunk Travis just calls Gus at a loud voice. Gus!
Come here, buddy. Let's have a beer. Let's have a beer. What movie have you watched the most with your kids?
Ooh. With Eli, is different, right? I mean, they're 6 years apart.
Yeah, it's different with all my kids.
With Eli, it was like I mean, we watched a lot of like Finding Nemo, The Sandlot, Cars was big. Cars was really big for Eli. No, Audrey's just different, man. Like, Audrey likes to watch who Mark Rober is? He's like a NASA Mark Rober, R-O-B-E-R. He's like a NASA engineer. He does really fun stuff for kids. Really fun stuff. And so she's, that we watch a lot of like, I can't think of a movie. Okay, I know one. I know Sing. You ever seen the movie Sing?
I haven't.
Oh, it's so cute. So fun.
Is it a Disney movie?
It's an animated movie. It's a Pixar, Disney. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I shouldn't say. It's an animated movie. It's really fun. It's got Matthew McConaughey does the voiceover for the main character. Got a bunch of talented people singing in it.
It's funny. I remember when I watched the most with Abigail. I don't remember anything about Owen and Mary, but I remember the most with Greta. So I remember the first and I remember the last.
What was with Abigail, who's now, how old is Abigail now? 20?
Abigail's 30.
30?
She's 30.
Wow, I was going to say 25.
Oh
my God, dude.
Yeah, my daughter's 30. And even though it was an older film, I don't really think Pixar was around that much. When it did, Toy Story, we watched a lot, but I would say that Sleeping Beauty was one we watched a lot because we had it on VHS. With Greta, it was the movie Brave, and that was about the redheaded kid with
girl.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one either, though. Maybe I have. I'm really bad with this.
It's all right. But it's just, what you spend with your kids. If you really wanted to entertain your kids, if you wanted to get them involved in sports, you would have taken them to the Nap Center last night because that was an entertaining basketball game as Drake comes out of the shoot hot and basically stays hot the whole game, upsetting Murray State, handing Murray State its first loss in Missouri Valley Conference play, 101-90. High scoring. Drake
what they needed.
Folded.
What they needed. Yes, yeah. Not just a win, high scoring, looked great from the opening tip, and hold on for against a tough team, Travis. And this is exactly what you needed to prove that you could play with a team like that and play at that level. Awesome night, man. Fun to see him fill it up like that. Had no idea that they could go like that.
Yeah, Jalen Quinn, boom. A previous high 22 before he came into last night's game. He scored 34 last night for Drake. 34. He was 14 of 25 from the field. It was one of those things where you're watching the game. It was on CBS Sports Network last night, and you're watching the game, and you ever see it, Ross? You see it when somebody gets into a zone, right? You're just in a zone to where you have that confidence, you have that swagger. It's like, give me the ball, I'm not going to miss. That was Jalen Quinn last night.
It's it's fun to see, and yeah, Quinn is obviously the highlight of the box score at 14 of 25. Owen Larson goes 7 of 13. He has 22 points. You got another 12 from
Andrew
Aaliyah, and then 11 off the bench from Jayshawn Thomas. That's again. Perfect night for Coach Hendo. He's got to feel really good about that. I imagine that smile's extra big this morning. Good night. Shot well from 3-point range. Played good defense. Murray State was 7 of 32 from 3-point range.
And that's the thing. I mean, you're talking about a team. He kind of took that Greg McDermott philosophy of let it fly, right? We're going to go out. We're going to shoot 3-pointers. Well, with a lot of teams, if you live by the 3, a lot of times you're going to die by the 3. Now, they've been really good. Last night was just 7 of 32 is not going to get it done. Drake was 5 of 12, but they're not firing up a lot of 3-pointers, but we're able to get it done in other ways. Don't look at the box score right now. Look at me.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
How many free throws were shot last night total?
Oh boy. No idea. No idea. What was it?
71 free throws were shot last night.
What?
71 free throws were shot last night.
I had the game flow up, so I didn't even have the box score up here. Hold on a minute. What?
71 free throws were shot last night.
Holy cow. Drake, 32 of 41, and Murray State, 21 of 30.
I think 12 of those 41 came in the last minute. In fact, Ryan Miller called or fouled with like 5.7 seconds left. The Drake crowd starts booing because the game's over. You're not going to come back from 10 points down with 5 seconds left. And so they foul, send him to the line. The crowd's booing. And Miller, he makes himself public enemy number one. He starts waving off the crowd, just like, with two hands. Shut up. Yeah, and it was like, I kind of like that just because he hears it. He plays along with it. He's like, don't tell me how to coach my team. I'll do what I want. It was almost like, yeah, but 71 free throws. But watching the game, you didn't feel like it.
No.
There are some games you're like, oh, man, this is just at the foul line. You didn't feel that till that last minute of the game where you're like, okay, now it's just going to the free throw line. But a lot happened before that.
Travis,
71 free throws.
51 fouls called in that game.
But when you watched it, did it feel like it?
No. Didn't jump out to me at all. I'm going back to their game against UIC just to get an idea. 43 fouls called in that game. And 56 free throws shot in that game. Jesus. Those seem high. Wow. Those seem high. That's a lot of time at the line last night.
That is. A lot of and ones last night.
Yeah.
But, man.
All right, looking back at previous games, 50 free throws and that, 40 foul range is typical, but last night a little bit excessive. Damn.
Drake out rebounded Murray State 45 to 37. And I don't think I'm going out on a limb here. It's Hendo's best win so far.
What's second? Let's go look at this real quick.
Who'd they beat earlier in the season? There's a Power 4 team that they beat. Who was it?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
Yep, Georgia Tech.
Best name win would be Georgia Tech. Best overall win for when it happened, the caliber team you're playing is Murray State.
Yep. Most years you could look at Indiana State as a good win. They're down. Evansville's bad. Yep, it's Georgia Tech and Murray State. Two good ones. Again, none of this doesn't put you in the tournament.
No.
It does is it shows you that you can play with the best teams in this league.
And the fine line between who's the best and now Murray State was a lot more athletic than you watch Murray State, you're like, oh, they've got some athletes here.
You not only played with them, you beat them. This is a week after you just played with Belmont too, to the buzzer. So I think that's got to be some confidence building in that locker room. I mean, when they wake up today and they go through this, it's going to feel really good to say, man, we beat one of the best teams in the conference last night, and we played with the other best team in the conference to the buzzer last week. We're right here, guys.
A lot of good dunks last night too. Good dunks last night. Just an overall entertaining game. And again, Drake 10-10 on the season, 4-5 in the Missouri Valley Conference. I believe they're at Indiana State next.
I've got that up here. Yes, they are at Indiana State on Saturday, noon on ESPN Plus.
I was excited when they were on CBS Sportsnet last night because I could watch the game. Because you came in and go, hey, did you watch the UNI game last night? I'm like, nah. I don't have ESPN Plus, so I didn't get to watch the Panthers last night. And maybe I'm happy I didn't get to watch the Panthers. Drake and Murray State were 44-41 at halftime. In the second half, Drake outscored Murray State 57-49. UNI's got to find an offense, man, because they had 44 total points in their last game. Last night at halftime, Illinois State was up 24-16. The Panthers scored 16 points in the first half. They were 8 of 29 from the field, 0 for 3 from behind the three-point line. just no offensive output by the Panthers right now.
That's incredible. Travis, and it's been like this for a while. It's been, you got to go back a long ways to see them score 70 points. It was a win over Indiana State earlier in the year. Other than that, Travis, they have had a handful of games against real opponents. I mean, you go back when they're playing, CSU Northridge, and they're playing They're running up the scoreboard. Yeah. They do not get to 70 points. Last night, 59-54. They lost to Valpo 54-44. Think about that. And I saw Tyler put that in the chat earlier when we were talking about the Drake win last night. He said 100 points. UNI has barely scored 103 games. In their last 2 games, they've combined for 98.
98 in 3 games.
In 2 games. In the last 2 games, 98. 54 and 44. Yeah, you got to go back to a game against Indiana State. When was this? January 2nd for them to have scored 70 points.
Damn it. Conley just texted me and said, hey, in case you didn't know, the UNI game was on ESPNU. I did not know that. I looked at the thing and said ESPN Plus. I wish I would have known that. I looked at it wrong. Thanks, Chris.
Wondered. I went into I popped into Jethro's last night to grab some wings after the Wild. I was at the Wild game last night. I was at the Wild game watching the Drake game on my phone. By the way, congratulations to Jerry Mayhew. Became the Iowa Wild's all-time leading scorer. Got an assist last night, got a goal last night. Got the second goal for the Iowa Wild in the first period and became the Iowa Wild's all-time leading scorer. Yeah, so a little bit of a Crash Davis thing there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want those records when you're a minor league player?
I'll be honest. When he scored and they said his name, my first instinct was like, Jerry Mayhew's still here. Like I remember we used to interview him. He's been around a while, but yeah, kind of a Crash Davis thing. Very cool, great career, right? Great career. So anyway, I walked into Jethro's, pick up some wings last night. And the UNI game was on there. That's why when you said ESPN Plus, I was like, man, good on Jethro's to be able to get that on.
Now I know the truth. They were on ESPNU. I just took it for granted. Well, and it starts getting right, and they started at 8:00. That's when I start going.
Yeah.
That's why I was excited when the Drake game was at 6. I'm like, oh, I can watch a game. And spend time with my wife. But we started watching a show together. We're hooked into. We started watching The Pit.
I'm gonna watch. It's a show. I thought it was a movie.
No, it's a show.
Is that the one with Affleck and Damon?
No. This is a show on HBO Max about an ER in Pittsburgh. And at first I was like, I don't know if I like this, but I must have liked it because we've pounded through 15 one-hour episodes in the last 3 days. Get home, honey, you want to watch The Pit? And she's like, yeah, we'll spend time together. We'll watch this.
We watched, so the one I was thinking of, there's Affleck and Damon have one called called The Rip.
The Rip.
And I haven't seen that one yet, but that's when you said The Pit, I saw that in my head. We watched 11/22/63. Did we talk about this at all?
So I just finished up episode 2, I believe.
Okay.
Or 2 now my wife has read the book.
You told me this. And she said to you the book is better than the movie, which by the way is about one of the most pretentious things a person can say to you. So don't feel bad about reacting.
Well, because my wife's an avid reader and she wants me to know all the books that she's read. And so she doesn't talk to me about books. She goes to her second husband, which is Pat, and they share their book stories, right? And so we're coming up on an episode, and she's like, I don't want to watch the next episode. I'm like, why? She goes, because I know what happens, and I don't want to watch it. I'm like, okay. Did you watch the whole thing already?
Well, I fell asleep at the end of the last episode, so I got to watch the end again. But I've watched most of it.
So far, I like it. But
yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, I just have a hard time with the drama thing, and I really don't like that actor. The guy that's in it, is that James Franco? Yeah, I don't like him.
What don't you like about James Franco?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't like him. I don't think, and I have to do that suspend belief thing often. You know what I mean? I know you're supposed to do that when you turn on a show anyway, but it's weird.
I mean, there's a lot of people who don't like Keanu Reeves. There's a lot of people who don't like Nicolas Cage. I think because most of them are typecast, right? I mean, they kind of, you've played this character before, and you either like it or you don't. I mean, I get it.
I think, with me, Travis, typecast is a good way to put it. I'm guilty of that. When I see James Franco, I still see the goofball from The Interview. You know what I mean? I see him as Seth Rogen's stoner buddy in Tropic, not Tropic Thunder.
It wasn't in Tropic Thunder.
Not Tropic Thunder. What's the one where they smoke? Pineapple Express. So I don't know. I just have a hard time with James Franco. I think he's just kind of not for me. I do
Irish
like
guy. Who doesn't like Keanu Reeves? I'm going to fight them.
I'm with Irish. I got your back on that, Irish. I like Keanu Reeves a lot. And the other one you mentioned, Nicolas Cage. I couldn't have cared for him until I saw The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, where he plays himself in a very ironic way. And it's funny. It's very self-deprecating. And I also didn't know that he was such a crazy man until I watched the Charlie Sheen documentary. I didn't know that those two were partying
out there on a limb. Out there on a limb. Yeah, if you haven't watched the Charlie Sheen documentary, highly, highly recommend that. You know, here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn benefits the entire state. It feeds our livestock, nourishes our families, and provides homegrown, clean-burning, unleaded 88 for our vehicles. Pump it up with unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. Of course, it is Thursday. Bruno is going to be stopping in around 7:30. Tell us what's going on at the Full Court Press establishments.
Something sounds funky when your music is playing. Maybe this is just in my headphones. I think something's wrong with my headphones. Sounds funky when your music is playing. Now I've lost you altogether.
Funky Cole Medina. Stop messing with stuff because I'm still here. I haven't been.
I'm back.
I haven't been disconnected.
Baby. I'm back.
It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
New year, new ride, and there's never been a better time to upgrade. It's the 2025 sell down at Willis Chevrolet of Granger with the largest discounts in the area on remaining 2025 model year Chevy. Get into a Chevy Silverado with just 1.9 APR and up to $7,349 in total savings when you trade an eligible vehicle. Drive home a Chevy Trailblazer with 3.9% financing and 90 days with no payment. At Willis Chevrolet of Granger, you'll find family-owned values, friendly faces, and big savings you can feel good about.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hey, don't forget to join the frenzy, the first entry period into the Iowa Lottery. Iowa Timberwolves, Minnesota Timberwolves, I guess Iowa Wolves, Minnesota Timberwolves promotion ends on January 26th. Here's what you can win. Courtside seats, including watching warm-ups, courtside, plus $1,000 cash. Not courtside seats to the Timberwolves, rather the Iowa Wolves, and a VIP experience. Non-winning Cash Frenzy tickets can be entered into your Iowa Lottery VIP club account for a chance to win 2 entry periods. The first one ends on January 26th. Get that VIP Lotto Zone courtside experience at the Iowa Wolves. All entries not selected for that will be winners to go into the grand prize drawing of the Minnesota Timberwolves VIP weekend prize package. Go
Travis,
to iowalottery.com/VIP for more. Yes.
Have you ever been down to the Wolves game and sat down like courtside? Dude,
no.
I would encourage everybody to do this one time. It's almost like when you go to the Wild, if you can sit down by the glass and you see how fast these dudes are, how aggressive that game really is, it's you got to be close to it. There's something about the Wolves that's that way too. When you are there courtside, these guys they don't seem like they're the same species as us, man. They're huge. They're all 6'8", 6'9". They're so fast. They're so athletic. It's really cool to be, when you're that close to it, the Wolves are a fun experience.
Yeah, I mean, I've sat courtside for a lot of college games just because of the nature of doing play-by-play, but never really that G League, NBA type style of player.
And think of it this way. You could go down to a G League game and see the next great NCAA star playing right in front of you. You could watch a guy.
What are you talking about, Ross?
You could watch a guy play against the Iowa Wolves, and then this March, he could be playing in the NCAA tournament on your television. And you can say to your kids, hey, guys, we watched a professional basketball game with this guy on it earlier this year.
By the way, I want to give you kudos for being Nostradamus or Rostradamus. And so let's get everybody up to speed. Yesterday, we talked about Charles Bediako from the G League, who entered the draft, went undrafted, signed 3 two-way contracts in the G League and the NBA, played a couple years, averaged 10 points a game, said, hold on for a second. If you're going to let other G League players, even though those G League players never signed a two-way contract, if you're going to let them play, I want a do-over. I want the money that's being thrown around in the NIL. And we had some comments about it. Yesterday, this thing went to court. And unlike a Duke judge who recused himself from a case involving their quarterback and the transfer portal, you got an Alabama judge that threw on a temporary restraining order against the NCAA.
Like real. A restraining order. They can't even contact him.
That made him immediately eligible for all team activities, meaning he can play in a game ASAP. That TRO is in place for 10 days. The permanent hearing goes before everybody on Tuesday, and they put at 9 a.m. We're going to hear this on Tuesday. And during this TRO, the NCAA is not allowed to threaten, contact, do anything with Bediako. It's like, leave the kid alone. It's like, oh wow, this is pretty strongly worded. But here's where you're Rostradamus. And you were 100% correct, because the NCAA comes out and defends its stance, saying we are against this. But the bottom part of its statement says further evidence that we need Congress to step in and solve this problem. Boom, you hit it out of the park. If you want great opinion, sometimes accurate opinion, this is where you come to every single morning.
This is why you throw shit at the wall. You never know what's going to stick.
Yeah, because when it hits, boom, you can, you're a Hall of Famer, man. Again, you're going to get 30% of the time.
And I just was repeating that one from other people that I've heard. You start to know which conspiracies to believe when you, again, throw that many darts at the wall. One of them's going to hit the board. Travis, I think that's what they're doing. I think that because they still have authority. We still see these weird stories about them having an impact, but then they let all this stuff fly in our face that's so egregious. I'm really am kind of surprised there's not more of a what the F moment with the Carson Beck thing. I can't let that one go. How he just openly hey, how have classes been?
Dude, I graduated 2 years ago.
Classes?
But you know what? This sounds really stupid coming from me. And I say a lot of stupid stuff. And that is, Carson Beck not going to class doesn't bother me as much as a kid who entered the draft, played in the G League.
I'm with you. Good point. But I do see them as A and B in a conversation. I think in my presentation to the court on how ridiculous the NCAA is right now, that they're A and B. You're right, Bediako, because it used to be that you couldn't be a professional athlete and then come and play in the NCAA, and it also used to be that you had to go to classes.
We called it Pandora's box yesterday, as just kind of give that reference in your head. You're releasing evil into the world or the bad deeds. If this happens in basketball, what's going to stop it from happening in football?
Well, can we find an equivalent, Trav, to not? So do you think it would be, would the rule be if you've signed an NFL contract, you can't play, but if you've signed Canadian Football League or...
Well, Ross, if you signed a two-way contract, you've signed with an NBA team. So if you sign a free agent contract, let's say you didn't get drafted, but you sign a free agent contract and you go to training camp and you get cut, you go, I'm going to go back to school.
Trav, what if you even get drafted and do sign a contract, but you don't make the team? What if you're, you know what I mean? You're not, I know that's, but you're a second or third, or you're a sixth round draft pick. You've still got a year. You could be a grad transfer somewhere, but you went into the draft thinking this could happen.
Yeah,
to a guy it doesn't make the team. Why can't he then go back and play that last year in college football?
Well, if it can happen in basketball, I was going to say if it can happen in basketball, why can't it happen in football?
Yeah, because the draft, you would know all that long before. You could join a college football team way earlier than this. I mean, we're more than halfway through the season. We have teams with 20 wins. And a team in the same league is going to add a dude who has 3 NBA contracts. It's glaringly ridiculous.
It's also evidence that as much as we're okay with change, we like lines. We like uniformity. You go from high school, you go to college, you go to the pros, or you go to work. We like those lines. Then they started to blur a little bit. But now we got squiggly lines. We don't like squiggly lines in our life. It's confusing. It even takes the ADHD brain and go, what is this? You can go forward, you can go backwards, you can go up, you can go down. There's no rhyme or reason. We've gone from a direct path to where you get a do-over.
Two comments back to back that, again, just the absurdity of this. I don't remember one of these. Irish says, the NCAA allows this shit but denied Drew Ott a 6th year of medical hardship. Yep. Same group.
Yeah.
Same group. I don't remember this. Tank says, remember when Drew Tate hit a hole-in-one and couldn't win the car?
I don't remember that. Hell, now he would be driving a Maserati. He'd be driving a Lamborghini.
Yeah, now if he won a car in a hole-in-one contest, he'd be able to sell the car because he already has he's already driving a Willis Land Rover anyway. So what different times, man. And I'm happy that the players, this is what I cheered for this and was a proponent of changing the rules and breaking the monopoly that was the NCAA.
It comes down to structure. We like structure. And you can pay players and still have structure. There's no structure right now.
Burger, thank you. Sean, I appreciate this. I love what institutions of higher learning. We're talking about all of this stuff, Travis, based on the Carson Becks of the world, the 1%. If they get all the attention. Like if Carson Beck hadn't played for Miami, would Miami still have been a really good football team? Yeah, they're gonna find some other dude to play quarterback and do really well.
Yeah, he's at Duke right now, trying to get out of a $4 million contract.
Good point.
Think what about it? I just said signs a contract with Duke, says I don't want to play for you now. I want to go to Miami.
Dude. This is crazy.
It's crazy. It's the only way to look at it.
I think that would be a good, and I've seen a lot of stuff, a lot of pundits have been weighing in lately and saying, hey, here's how we could fix this thing. And there's some really good ideas out there.
But can you get people to agree on those ideas?
No. And here's the thing, Travis, here's the other thing. None of it involves school.
It involves the 1%.
Yes.
And then you have to ask yourself, is this something you want your government taking care of?
Yeah, right. Dude, when does Bediako play for Alabama? They've got a game Saturday against Tennessee, Saturday night. They play again on Tuesday. They play at Florida on February 1st. He's on the court against Florida on February 1st. Might be on the court in one of these other games. I mean, technically, legally, could be on the court Saturday. Am I right about that?
No, I think, because the temporary restraining order said he is eligible immediately for all team activities, and the NCAA is not allowed to threaten, like Bediako. I don't think they're allowed to threaten the school. And, of course, Alabama says, we fully support Charles Bediako because you're going to benefit from it. And he played for Nate Oates. It's not like he's not going to know. He may be a little bit out of shape, may have to get the chemistry down, but it's like, hey, get to practice. Can you imagine the shower of boos that will come down on him at Florida?
Everywhere they go.
Everywhere they go.
Yeah.
But it's also proof that once somebody gets away with it, Baylor, you'll have the righteous people. I don't believe in it. But if you're going to play by those rules, you're forcing me to play by those rules.
Ben McCollum better be calling the Iowa Wolves.
Yeah. You're looking. Hey, is there anybody in the Wolves roster?
Any fellas over there?
So, the G League, it changed because you had that pathway to the NBA where they said, hey, if you want to be a one-and-doneer, go to the G League.
Oh, man.
So now you may have kids that bypass college, play in the G League for like 3-4 years and go, well, I'm not going to get to the NBA. I might as well go make some money in college basketball.
Travis, I hadn't even thought about what this could do to something like the G League, which still has to exist. I really do think, even with it, you're still going to have guys that run out of eligibility that are in that. Look at Luka Garza. Like Luka, who's now playing for the Celtics, and you've got to have time to develop, and there's got to be a league that lets these guys develop and then lets these dudes that do try to make the jump and just kind of wash out in those first couple months or years. So there's going to be a league that exists, but I hadn't thought about what that does. Remember the league had a team. Remember that? They had the Ignite, G League Ignite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're right. The G League's going to exist, but you're probably not going to get those high school kids that say, "Hey, I'm going to go straight because I want to make money right away. I can go to college and make a hell of a lot more money than I can in the G League." I got a text yesterday from an Iowa fan, and I think the point of the text was to kind of pick on Nebraska, which is fine. But Nebraska has a quarterback recruit, and you love Nebraska quarterbacks because they're the next great thing. Trey Taylor. Have you heard about this?
No.
Trey Taylor is a 4-star recruit. I put star, but I mean, a very highly recruited prospect for the 2027 class. Goes to Mount Carmel Catholic in Illinois.
Okay.
He announced for his senior year, he's going to transfer to Millard South High School in Omaha, but he's going to live in Lincoln so he can be in the facility as much as he can, be there when recruits come on campus so he can help recruit, but play high school football for Millard South, which Millard South is a football powerhouse, had 10 Division I recruits on this last team, 10 signees. That's loaded, right? But I had to point out to him, I go, "What's your problem with it?" And he goes, "Well, I mean, can you believe they're doing this?" I said, "I'm going to give you a name. Arlen Bruce."
Right. Like, what he was mad that a kid had been recruited?
I think a lot of people go, "What do you mean you're going to give up your senior year just to transfer in so you can be close?" I go, "Oh, that happens, and Iowa did it with Arlen Bruce." Now, Arlen didn't live in Iowa City. He was in Ankeny, but he purposely came up here.
You could put 100 names on this.
Yes.
And if that really upsets this guy, then, man, you don't look into high school sports.
I don't know.
Holy cow. If you think it's this, think about this for a minute. It kind of upsets me that somebody would even, because what you're talking about here, Trav, is a kid that's getting a huge opportunity to go play Division I football, get an education, go play for Matt Rule, whatever, and play for a storied program. You could sell it 1,000 different ways. This stuff happens to freshmen in high school. And I don't blame a parent. I don't blame a parent at all. If they think my kid's going to have a better opportunity. Eli loves wrestling. If I thought that Eli has come to the realization he's not a great wrestler, right? He's not going to wrestle in college, but he really enjoys it. If Eli had that athletic ability and that early drive, and I thought he could be a state champion, you're damn right I'd be living in Altoona.
Or you'd open and roll.
I would have moved to Altoona so that my kid could wrestle for the best wrestling program in the state. If I thought that he had, I talked to a guy earlier that's a listener, might be listening right now, Trav. We talked about youth sports a couple months ago, and the gentleman called me, one of our listeners, and we had a great conversation about youth girls hockey. You know where he moved his daughter? His daughter is on an Olympic development team right now. She's one of the best goalies in like 14U in the country. Guess what state they moved to?
Either Minnesota or Wisconsin.
Arizona, Travis. Arizona is where she's at, getting the best skill, getting the best talent, playing against the best company. They come to Minnesota and play a lot. They're living in Arizona, playing club hockey. And so a parent will do that to help to do that for their kid. This is my thing with Dowling. When people are like, Dowling always recruits kids. I know that Dowling recruits kids. You know what? You know how Dowling recruits kids? By offering how they did for decades, by offering the best opportunity. Now, they don't offer that opportunity to everybody. They're selective about who they offer that opportunity to, but they've got the best education. They've got the best blah, blah, blah. Come play at Dowling for decades, and you're going to see your kid is going to play in front of college scouts. Go to East High School. Your coach has to send tapes out to people. And now that's a little bit different. Southeast Polk, obviously, Valley. You've got other schools. The suburban schools.
Everybody talks about the metro schools, and by the way, it's not a Des Moines thing. When we say, hey, Des Moines Public Schools falling behind in sports because of the flight to the suburbs. It's the same thing where I'm at. Open enrollment has destroyed urban schools, because if you think every kid that goes to Valley, Waukee, Johnston lives in the district, if you think every kid that goes to Southeast Polk lives in the district, if they're I'm not saying every one of them, but there's recruiting that goes on, because you can go. Everybody looked at Dowling and said, you recruit. Everybody recruits now. Everybody.
And recruit is such a weird word, because it's not. Anyway, so I look at that the same way, Travis, as a parent allowing their kid to move across a state from Illinois all the way over to Nebraska and go through a process like this. What an awesome opportunity for him. What an incredible talent he must be if Matt Rule believes in him that much, too, to say, come here and help us out. Help us bring the next class here. And Travis, you nailed it. You could find this at universities all over. So it's not that big of a deal.
I think more than anything, Ross, I don't know if he was really upset about it, because once I pointed out Arlen Bruce, he goes, oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right.
I think it's more your rivals doing it, so therefore it's wrong, right? It's like, and then when you go, Iowa did this a couple years ago. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. But that's the world we live in. And there's probably deferred NIL that goes with this.
Brett asked a good question. Millard South is how far from Lincoln? Half hour?
Well, no. It's Millard South to get on. It's probably to the campus 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking even less. Wow.
So no, it's even where my office is on the west end of Omaha and right off the interstate, it's still to get to the university from where I'm at is still good 35, 40 minutes. I mean, that doesn't seem like a long ways, but it is. But if you're a Lincoln High School, you might be like, well, hold on for a second. If you're going to live in Lincoln, why aren't you going to a Lincoln High School? Well, because he's going to a program that produces Division I talent, had 10 Division I signees last year. That's why.
David writes in and says, hey, Millard South's shady. They had to forfeit a game earlier for violations. Recruiting violations? Playing ineligible guys?
Either that or probably an ineligible. I'm trying to remember what it was. If he played a game before his, transfer period, because I think you got to sit out 90 days. I think it is if you open and roll in, if you don't hit a certain time spot.
How long until all this nonsense gets down to high school? Like when you just said eligibility, when eligibility got brought up for high school, I instantly thought, what's that word mean? Can a kid graduate and still, I mean, why are we denying high school opportunities from 25-year-olds?
But think about the pressure this puts on, like, the Iowa High School Athletic Association, the Iowa Girls Association. In Nebraska, it's the NSAA. If you're your high school organization, you're like, hold on for a second. You're going to live in Lincoln, openly just say, I'm going to live here. I'm going to go to school
play for the
here.
best football team.
Yeah. And if you said no, that thing would go. I don't have that big of a problem because you have I have a problem with open enrollment, but since it's out there, it's there. Because I do believe it gets away from, hey, you live in that district. I do believe if you didn't have open enrollment, the city schools would be better than what they are, would be more competitive. But you go, hey, I can get good coaching, I can get good facilities,
exposure,
and what really. It is recruiting at high school, Ross, especially at the basketball level, the soccer level, because what happens is you go play on these club teams and you play for these club coaches who are also those high school coaches, and they go,
Yeah.
that's the guy I'm playing for, so therefore I'm going to go play high school ball there.
And I enjoy playing with these guys. I totally get it. I get it.
I mean, we're not getting recruited. We're just we're just here every day, doing our own thing out there in the.
We're holding on. Is what we're doing.
That's right. We're holding on, holding on, folks. And you guys who are listening right now, keep us right there.
Yes,
You're
you
holding
do.
on to us.
Yeah,
we do appreciate.
You got
that.
the end of that rope. Thank you so much.
You know, and these high school kids now are going to start making money. I look at this quarterback, Trey Taylor. He's probably, I could see this being a deferred NIL money, meaning, hey, we're going to pay you this, but you're not going to get it because we can't pay you while you're in high school. But when you come in, you're going to get back pay for everything you did.
I get what you're saying there. Yeah.
That's a different tactic now, right? Is that?
And by the way, and another thing, why can't high school kids do NIL?
I think it's different for every state, right? I think there are rules with that. And a lot of the thing is, well, you can't use the school logo and stuff like that. I would say only a few kids would really have the power to move the needle.
I completely agree. Didn't we say the same thing about NIL with college, though? Didn't we say, man, we're talking about a few guys that are going to be able to sell jerseys with their names on their back? I mean, who really has the power to?
And that's still the case. That's still the case. It's only a few guys who has the power. I think we talked about this the other day. When we talked about original NIL, it was somebody from Iowa or Iowa State, Drake, you and I, coming to do a stand-up car commercial with Willis Automotive.
Yeah.
And that would be, and we're going to pay you $1,000 or whatever. We were naive in the unintended consequence to believe that, oh, this is going to turn into $4 million a year.
What we didn't fully grasp was how much money was really involved here. How much worth the guys with the money knew that these players were worth, that a special quarterback has a lot of value to a program. An offensive line has a lot of value to a program. How much? Sometimes $4 million from Duke.
Which is a lot of money. Hey, folks, if you're in the market for a new home, your first call needs to be to Gary Presnell, because you need to be pre-approved for that loan that you're going to need for your house. And Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less. It can happen after hours during the week. It can happen on the weekends. Gary is the state's top producing mortgage banker, and he has been the last 7 years. He's with Northwest Bank, and he's been financing residential homes for 25 years. Get your loan through Gary Presnell. Call him at 515-975-6767. Then you use Ross Peterson as your agent. And it's a smooth, easy transaction. These two work together all the time. It's that simple. Ross, are you in the mood for conspiracy theory?
You always. Are you kidding me? Oh, you just made me wiggle.
Conspiracy theory.
Moved.
Coming up on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Your vehicle depends on one thing every time you turn the key: your battery. Most modern vehicles have over 50 ECUs to run the electronics from your engine to your heated steering wheel. For the month of January, come see us at Willis Chevrolet of Granger for your free battery test. If your battery is needing replacement, mention that you saw this video and receive $25 off a new AC-Loco battery installed in our service department. Don't get stranded this winter with a dead battery. Call us today to schedule your appointment, or you can schedule online at willischevy.com.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Willis Automotive powers the Rush Radio Show, and if you're in the market for a vehicle, this is where you start. New, used, or certified pre-owned, Willis Automotive has the selection, the people, and the service to make it so easy. No pressure, no games, just a team that knows how to take care of you. Check them out online at willisauto.com. That's willisauto.com, and experience the difference. If you're listening on the audio streams at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, and the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Good morning, YouTubers. Give this channel a subscription. Go ahead and start leaving your comments in the comment section, and follow us on our social media channels. And if you want to call the show, 515-517-2303.
Before you get to the conspiracy theory, okay, I just found a really cool story. Really cool story. I think this is awesome. Manchester City. It's a soccer story. Prepare yourself. But it has nothing to do with soccer.
Jesus.
It has nothing to do with soccer. Relax.
Jesus. Why do you got to do that to me?
Unbelievable.
I hear Manchester City and I hear pretentiousness.
They played a game in Norway against a team called Bodo Glimt. I'm probably mispronouncing both those words. They lost 3-1. Okay. In a game they should not have lost. It was an abysmal performance, apparently. I don't know. I'm just reading the article. The captains got together and decided that they are going to refund the ticket price for all of their fans that went to the game.
Because they played so bad?
Because they played so bad. Listen to this story. Manchester City's captains have announced that they will refund the cost of tickets for nearly 400 supporters who made the trip to Norway for a 3-1 defeat to Bodo Glimt in the Champions League.
Hold on for a second. I want clarification. They're only refunding the price of the tickets for the 400 that went, not the Bodo team's fans.
No. Just their team, just their team's fans that went. And it's not, we're not talking about a ton of, it's not like millions of dollars. I just think it's a really cool thing that's happening. I just saw this story. I'm like, this is kind of interesting, right? So then it lists the captains who nobody will know listening to this show. Bernardo Silva, Ruben Diaz, Erling Haaland, and Rodri. Just one name. He's got to be really good. They said in a statement it was, quote, the least they could do for the fans who traveled to the Arctic Circle after a dismal performance. The bill for the 374 tickets will come to nearly $13,000. Speaking on behalf of the squad, the leadership group said, our supporters mean everything to us. We know the sacrifice that our fans make when they travel across the world to support us, home and away, and we will never take it for granted. They're the best fans in the world. We also recognize that it was a lot of traveling for the fans who supported us in the freezing cold throughout a difficult evening for us on the pitch. Covering the cost of these tickets for the fans who traveled to Bodo is the least we can do. And then I had to Google Bodo, Norway to see where that is.
Where's it at, Mr. Geography?
In Norway.
Okay. So how many tickets do they have to refund?
374.
374, and what's the estimate?
It's a total. No, the total cost is around $13,000.
Okay, 13,000. I put 34,000. So hold on, real quick.
13,400, and there were 374 tickets.
400. How many tickets?
374.
It's $35 a ticket.
There you go. So you got your $35 back for. And flying from England to Norway ain't expensive.
Yeah, you get on Ryanair, it's probably $30.
Crazy cheap. You'd be blown away. But anyway, so that I just thought it was a cool story. I mean, again, it's not. Is it a lot of money to the players? No. Is it a lot of money to the fans back? No. Is it
fans going, will you pay for my hotel? Will you pay for my? I don't care about the $35 ticket. I care about my hotel.
Well, my meal costs more than my ticket. I thought it was neat. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just maybe it's an.
Wouldn't it be great if all team captains did that? Like, you know.
Oh my God! If the team gave you your money back for a ticket after a loss,
there's like here are the KPIs, the key performance index stats. If we don't hit these, you get your ticket price back. What a way! If you're a really bad team, what a way to get people into the door. Okay, you got to pay.
Yeah.
But if we don't do this,
yeah,
you get your money back.
I think that actually would be kind of a fun idea. But
minus service fees.
But then the players have to pay it back because they're the ones.
Yeah. Yeah. There it is. Here's the deal. Okay, we're bringing you in on NIL. Here are the KPIs. If you don't hit these, we have to give money back to the fans, and it's coming out of your payment because that's pay for performance. There are performance metrics for you as a player, and therefore, if you don't hit these, tonight we have to refund this much money, and your check is that much lighter. I like that idea a lot. You would get no players to go to that school ever. Be a hard sell, but interesting. Cool story. And you're right. It wasn't too soccer related.
Think of the like Browns, Clippers, those perennially heartbreaking, underachieving, the Jets. Jets fans would be rich. Vikings fans, every time you had a heartbreaking loss, it was like, hey, if we break your heart in some tragic fashion, we'll refund your season ticket prices. Every other year, Vikings fans are sending a rebate check to. I thought that was a fun story. Just found that.
Ross loves conspiracy theories. He's the king of conspiracy theories. I'm kind of worried about this because I actually want you to talk about this a lot. Because you know, one of the big ones you love are the chemtrails. You like to go outside on a cold, crisp, clear day, look up in the sky and see all these trails that come from planes and go, what are they doing to us? And I respect your thought on this. Well, the San Francisco 49ers, Ross, have had a slew of injuries this year. I mean, a slew of injuries, more than you would say is typical of most NFL teams, and to big-time players. And one of their players, I forget his name, kind of threw a conspiracy theory out there. And now the 49ers say they are going to investigate said conspiracy theory. Their practice facility is located next to or in close proximity to an electrical substation. And they now believe excessive exposure, these players and these conspiracy theorists believe excessive exposure to the EMF, the electromagnetic force, would be something that would cause said injuries.
Affects the soft tissue in the players. Yep, this could lead to this was started, Travis, by a doctor. This is the one Justin told us about this about a week ago. He was like, "Hey, have you guys heard about this 49ers conspiracy theory?" And it was like I don't know if it was a scientist or a doctor or somebody who claimed to have a degree, who was the first one that put this out and said, "Hey, by the way, they've got this electrical substation right by the team facility, and it emits a lot of juice, and that could deteriorate the cartilage and soft tissue, and that could be leading to or contributing to these soft tissue injuries." Now, I saw then this morning that the 49ers have basically said, "Hey, we're going to look into everything, including the substation." So we're going to look into the conspiracy theory.
It would have to.
Yeah.
Because there's no proof, and you start looking for, what could it be? Instead of just, I got injured, you're like, you don't understand. These electrical waves are coming through the atmosphere, and they're coming to hit us.
Yeah, I think so. Trav, there's this thing. Have you ever heard of Occam's razor? It is the thing where it is. The right answer is usually the simplest answer, right? And in this case, I think that this is one of those conspiracy theories. I have no idea. I'm not smart enough to know if there is real truth there. But instead of looking for things I can't see and don't know, I would look at things I can see and do know, and that is, what kind of turf are they getting hurt on? What are they doing as far as strength and conditioning? You know, like we saw Matt Campbell's Iowa State teams get hurt, have a lot of injuries. Well, is there a substation near the Iowa State facility, or is there something in the preparation? Are they working too hard in practice, not hard enough? There's all these other variations that can happen. And we'll see.
It's hard to believe in something you can't touch or feel, right? Meaning, Iowa, I believe, has the highest cancer rate in America. Our water is horrible. From runoff, all sorts of things. The water quality, so you can touch and feel that and go, hey, that's believable.
And really, not from all sorts of things, from runoff.
From runoff.
From all the chemicals we put on our soil that then ends up in our water. And that,
how would you even be able to investigate something you can't see? I guess you could measure, but you don't really know what the effect of that is. And we want to just grasp onto something and say, well, it's that.
Yeah.
And if you start believing that, nothing's probably going to change your mind. Even if they come in and say, hey, we investigated this, we don't believe there's any truth to that. If your mind is made up, if you're a player, like, it's the magnetic field. Well, I do know this. If it does turn out to be the substation ain't moving.
No. Remember our friend Brittany Prater came on and talked to us about the documentary about all the radioactive stuff in Ames?
Yeah.
Ray, you're right. When you say Ames is radioactive.
Literally. Radioactive.
Indeed.
Buried somewhere. I think we even know where it's buried, right?
Yeah, that documentary is really good. She has another one out. Did you see that? She had her new one is out. I need to go see it. I need to track it down. It's the one about the 2020 debacle. Was that 2016? No, it was 2020 when the Democrats had the fumble here in Iowa, right?
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
I think it was. Anyway, she did a documentary about the caucuses that fell apart and they could never declare a winner.
Huh. Might have to check that out.
Yep.
I always thought electricity was good for injuries because, when you pulled a muscle or, I'd go to the physical therapist, they'd hook you up to the electrodes and then it would like your leg would pulsate. Or if you remember that thing that had the ab belt? It would just like shock your belly.
Yeah. I do remember that thing. I don't remember what it was called though. Yeah, you could just sit there in your chair and it would like tense your.
People use magnets for therapy. An old network marketing company called Niken, Niken, I believe it was. You'd have like magnet insoles for your shoes. They sold a magnetic bed.
Did you see speaking of conspiracy theories? Did you see the thing I sent you about Deloitte?
I looked it over, but the number of government what I said is I read that I'm like, I want to be a consultant. I want to be a consultant. If you want to pay me to get on a plane every day,
dude,
fly around and consult, I want to do that.
I don't know what conspiracy theory. I don't know what Deloitte is, but some point we're gonna. I'd never heard of this organization.
Oh, I'd heard of Deloitte, but I thought they were just Deloitte and Touche, and now it's just Deloitte. I always just thought they were an accounting firm, but they're an accounting/consulting firm, and the government pays them a lot of money. So does the NCAA.
So does the right. Yeah.
To be very slow at their job.
Somebody will investigate that at some point, and I do think we have a conversation at some point in the next 5 years of like, who are these folks? How'd they land all this stuff?
The fact that you didn't know who they were is the genius part of it, right? It's like, oh, they just quietly went under the table, went about their job. Kind of like Halliburton. I didn't know who Halliburton was until
the war.
The war.
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah. Yeah, you don't know who BlackRock is until you do.
Yeah. And then you're like,
Vanguard.
What are all these people? What is all this stuff? I had no idea. So if you live by, but just think if this turns out to be true. Can you imagine everybody that lives by a substation now? I mentioned the other day when I go golfing at this golf course here in Omaha, you literally see power lines, and on a wide open fairway, all you hear is and you're like, that's got to be doing something to me. I mean, is there any truth to when you put a phone to your ear that like,
dude, we
increases
don't know.
your chance for cancer?
Can you find it? Yeah, yes, there is truth to that because people say it. I mean,
which one do you believe more, chemtrails or substation EMF field?
Chemtrails. I don't know about the EMF thing.
You know why? Because you can see it.
Yeah.
You're like, it's there.
Yeah, and a bunch of other reasons that people would be mad at me for talking about, but whatever. I will fully admit I'm crazy. I like the fact that I'm crazy. I like the fact that I think other things.
I think everybody who listens to this show loves the fact that you're crazy.
I appreciate that. Thank you. You're all along for the ride in some way. You're all along for the ride in some way.
Everybody loves the fact that Ross is crazy. I do want to say congratulations to Bill Fenley and the Iowa State women. They got a 93-68 win over Cincy last night. Jada Williams with 44 points. Career high 44. Audie Crooks threw in 24. That was I thought this was funny in the Iowa State notes. Bill Fenley with his 300th conference win.
Wow.
300th conference wins. This is
holy cow.
296 of them in the Big 12.
Wait. Oh, I thought you meant 300th Big 12 win. Well, he's only 4 away from that.
Hear me out.
Okay.
No, hold on. What year did Bill
300th conference win, but 296th Big 12 win?
Might have had 4 in the Big 8.
No, stop it. That doesn't count?
Yeah, but it does count. But what they're saying is it's actually showing how long he's been around.
That's incredible, dude. That's incredible.
I want to make sure I'm right on that. Yep, started in 1995.
That's really cool. Congratulations, Coach. Well, get 4 more, and then we'll congratulate you.
Yeah, so started in 95, which would have been the last year of the Big 8. So we got 4 Big 8 wins, and then 296 in the Big 12. I mean, Ross,
what longevity?
There is part of a generation that when we say the Big 8, they go, huh?
Yeah.
There's people, you say the Southwest Conference, that doesn't exist anymore, which was at the time like the SEC. When we were growing up, the Southwest Conference was a big deal. Those were all those Texas schools. They dominated. Say the Big 8, you're like, kind of like when you hear, Oklahoma State was in the Missouri Valley Conference. Yeah, at one time it was.
He's got 4 more this year. We'll be talking about number 300 in the Big 12.
Yes. Yeah.
What an accomplishment. That's really cool. The longevity. Man, we're spoiled here in Iowa. We really are.
I mean, look how long Lisa Bluter was at Iowa.
Yeah.
Well, Kirk Ferentz. Yeah. I'm just glad they win because they snapped a losing streak that was long. Now, they had some injuries and stuff like that, but some games they probably should have won, but avenged an earlier season loss to Cincinnati. Did it in convincing fashion. Again, Jada Williams with 44 points. We talked about it in hour number 1, but should probably recap just to bring everybody up to speed if you're joining us late. The Drake Bulldogs got a win last night against league-leading Murray State. Handed Murray State its first loss in the Missouri Valley Conference, 101-90, the final score. Jalen Quinn with an incredible game, and I know Justin was there last night, so we'll get a little update from Justin. But he had 34 points, 71 total free throws in that game last night, folks. 71 total free throws.
50 how many fouls? 53? 51?
53, yeah. But it didn't seem like it if you're watching it. And UNI dropped its 5th straight game, losing 59-54 at Illinois State. They only scored 16 points in the first half. They got to find some offense. Or it's going to continue to be a long season for Ben Jacobson and the Panthers. Now, you went to and we didn't talk about this. You went to the Iowa Wild game last night.
Yeah.
Did you stay for the whole game?
No, I didn't stay for the whole game because it was getting. I mean, dude, they don't drop the puck till 7. So I was watching the Drake game in my seat. We got there early. Audrey was performing at the end of the first, during the first intermission. So we got there early so she could be a part of that. So while I was sitting there before the game, I just sat there, watched the Drake game on my phone, which was really cool. And then once she danced, I got out of there. But yeah, Jerry Mayhew got the second goal. Wild were up 2-0 at the end of that first period. And the second goal was scored by Jerry Mayhew, who with that goal became the Iowa Wild's all-time leading scorer. Not goals, points.
Points.
Yeah.
Because you get points for assists and you get points for goals.
Yeah.
How about the entertainment factor? A good crowd last night?
You know, the last time I was at a Wild game, it was noticeably more. So I don't know. Last night was cold. It was a weeknight. You know, it's probably hard for them to draw a crowd. But yeah, you had a couple thousand people there, I would say, last night.
Which
fun
isn't
games,
bad.
always fun, man. I mean, again, the level of hockey is insane. These guys are just crazy talented. Couple other conspiracy theories I can throw at you, or some fun stories, not necessarily conspiracy theories. So you know the character Borat,
Sacha Baron Cohen, right?
Yeah. Remember the green mankini thing that he wore? Like
Oh,
like
yeah.
Suspenders went all the way down to his junk, right? So at a soccer game in Kazakhstan, some fans thought it'd be funny to strip down to their green Borat costumes. They got arrested. They're in jail.
Shut up.
Court in Kazakhstan has jailed 3 Belgian football fans for dressing up as the fictional movie character Borat during a Champions League match in Central Asia. A video broadcast in Kazakhstan television showed the trio wearing the trademark green mankinis made famous by Sacha Baron Cohen. The court in the capital, Astana, said on Thursday it had sentenced 3 Belgian citizens identified by their initials to 5 days in jail in public order offenses. While intoxicated in the stands, they removed their clothing, remaining in their underwear, and chanted to attract attention, thereby disturbing public order.
So it wasn't for the green mankini. It was like, oh, you took off your pants.
Yeah, for stripping naked. Okay. So then how about
stripping naked?
Here's another one also. I found this morning. I thought this one was interesting. Let me get back to it here. Oh, come on. You got to let me have this. Hold on. We're getting there. I promise. Giants outfielder Jung-Hoo Lee released from detainment at the LA International Airport. And Travis, it's not letting the San Francisco Chronicle website that I had up is not loading for me now. But if I'm going to recall this, basically there was some paperwork wrong. He's from South Korea. When he landed in San Francisco at the airport, they had some paperwork wrong and he got detained in the airport. They figured it out.
Paperwork wrong.
I mean,
it happens.
Dude, I almost flew I spelled my own middle name wrong one time on a passport.
Well,
on a flight.
I've done that with my own kids. When I booked their flight and they're like, "Dad, you got my middle name wrong." Oh, that's your other sister. Sorry about that. I guess we got to call the airline. Hey, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and Fiscus Jewelers wants to hook you up with a beautiful pair of earrings valued at $700 retail. That's right. We're talking 1 carat total weight, 14 karat white gold. So we're going to give these away before Valentine's Day, but if you don't win them, Noel Fiscus is going to have these on sale for $500. That's $200 below retail. That's a nice, affordable Valentine's gift for the special someone in your life. Of course, you can go to Fiscus Jewelers for whatever you need, like custom design, engagement and bridal rings, repairs, appraisals. Start your design at fiscusjewelers.com. Open Monday through Saturday at 1701 Southeast Delaware, Suite 250 in Ankeny. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Rain, sleet, or snow, be ready for winter. Hi, I'm Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus. I want to share with you our great service special now through February. Get up to a 15% discount on select services and repairs with a maximum of up to $300. Come see us at Willis Lexus to take advantage of this great deal. Stay warm, and thanks for watching.
Fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop! So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Happy New Year from myself and everyone else over here at Willis Volvo. My New Year's resolution this year is to take better care of my car, and that starts with an oil change. You can come on down for $25 off your service. Visit us online at willisvolvocars.com or give us a call to get scheduled.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Of course, when you start your mornings off or even a mid-afternoon pump-up, protein is always a good way to do it. And Core Power is a wonderful, wonderful drink. You've seen Ross drink it here on the Rush Radio Show. You've seen me drink Core Power on the Rush Radio Show. You've got chocolate. You've got all sorts of flavors. 26 grams of protein, or you go boost it up with even 40-plus grams of protein.
42. They got the 42s, baby. They taste like melted ice cream.
Yeah.
Delicious. I used them as creamer in my coffee for a long time.
You know what I've done with the Core Power? I've actually put some ice in it, put it into the bullet, the magic bullet, and made like almost a frappe out of it. And it's wonderful.
Look at you. Getting fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't had the Core Power, next time you're at your favorite location, just look in the cooler, go Core Power.
They usually, in fact, Travis, it's not in the cooler because it's non-dairy.
Mine is in the cooler. When I go to the Casey's up by me, mine's in the cooler.
Well, and I think in convenience stores, they're in the coolers with the drinks.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a Hy-Vee or a Fairway and find them, they'll find them in just the health aisle.
Because what I do, Ross, because I like mine chilled, when I bring them home and I buy them by the case, I put like 3 in the fridge so I can just go, because I like them cold. So, but you can drink them warm, you can drink them cold. But of course, Core Power, distributed by our good friends at Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company. It is Thursday. That means Bruno's joining us. Hey, Bruno, what's up, buddy?
It's cold.
It is cold. It is cold.
Ollie, let's go to Ollie for the weather. Ollie, what's it like? It's cold. Thanks,
cold.
Ollie.
Cold.
I was trying to remember where I got that from. Yeah, no,
it's raining.
I just got back from Mesa, Arizona, where it was 80. So,
it's that culture shock that you're having there. It's that relative thing. What were you doing in Mesa? Were you exploring some of the good breweries down there, or just having fun?
Just hanging out with family, sitting by the pool, taking it easy,
warming up.
When you go stay with your mom and dad, do you stay at the trailer or do you get yourself a hotel?
I know people do whatever they do, but I sleep on the floor at my parents.
I like that.
They have those memory foam mattresses, like singles. We all 4 of us sleep that way. I don't know. Like, to me, it's sort of like I get up right away and just go to the pool. If you did that, like you'd spend, you know how it works. You'd end up getting over to their place at noon, or I mean. You would. This way, we have breakfast. We stay up all the way to the end of the night. We also don't stay. We stay a short amount of time. What was it? Saturday through yesterday. So it's not It's not a ton of days. So make
But
the
the
most of it.
perfect amount of times where you don't get sick of one another and you'll miss them when you're gone and be ready to go back. I totally understand it.
Yeah,
totally.
I was right on the edge of that. So
Did you do anything interesting down there? I mean, did you get out much, or was it just hang out with the family by the pool?
You know, I've done it enough times where we didn't do anything too crazy. We went to an all you care to eat sushi place, which was pretty amazing for lunch.
That scares me. All you care to eat sushi.
Yeah, but it was legit. Like right next to me was they were Asian. I'm going to say I think they were Japanese. You know when you go to somebody other's culture's cuisine and you see that culture, those people in the restaurant, you're like, I think I picked a good one.
When you go to a Mexican restaurant and there's Hispanic people there, you're like, okay, if they approve.
Yeah, when you go to a sushi restaurant and there's a bunch of white people running it, not that there's anything bad about that. I'm just saying, like the two ladies that were, what's funny is like we're sitting there like, oh, I'll have some more, and these like, I swear to God, the three ladies that were waiting on the tables probably weighed the same as me. Like we could have just been they're just tiny little people. I'm like, you guys don't do this, do you? I didn't say that, but it was amazing because everything was a little bit smaller bites, so you didn't get like a full order or something, so you got to try stuff, and it was cool.
See, that's the nice thing about the full court press establishments is that you don't have to fall into a certain stereotype. I mean, you don't have to be British to go to the Royal Mile. You don't have to be German to go to the Hessen House or work at the Hessen House.
No, well, that's not. Well, yeah, I think we went down the wrong road on that one. But I would say that I will say the pricing is where it should be. I think we've seen decent business recently because everyone that knows us knows that we're affordable and your buck goes a little bit further. The Empire every week sees better sales.
Good.
People are seeing that. We got 7 new flatbreads there, which is kind of fun. And yeah, no, I think it's great. I love going to Arizona. In the past I have gone. I ran into friends that were flying on the same flight, and I told them all the places they should go. There's so many places down there. It's just this time around, I'll tell you what happened is my daughters got to hang out with my mom, and my wife hung out with them, and that's what happened. And Dad and I hung out together, and that's kind of what we did. We went to my favorite brewery, Arizona Wilderness, but that almost feels like I didn't go to a brewery. But that's an amazing place.
Why do you say it doesn't feel like you went to a brewery? What do you mean?
Well, because we ate there and we watched a football game and had a beer. It wasn't like tour the brewery. I don't tour breweries normally, but I try to go to quite a few, but I didn't this time. It was perfectly fine. I guess we did go to so we went to eat. So there's a pizza place that also is a brewery too. So we went and got pizza there. I had a beer before we took it back to watch football. So,
make it a travel trip. That way you can write it all off. Oh, I had a beer.
Yeah. That doesn't work either, but that's a whole nother thing. But
you need a different accountant.
No,
my accountant for me either, Bruno. I'm with you.
Well, my accountant said I can expense stuff. Once I get over $54,000 in expenses, I'm in the clear. I can start really cashing in on that. It's a little bit of a different situation. Seeing as it is tax time, yeah, we're a S corp, so it changes.
Oh,
this is getting to be really boring.
No, it's not, because I got a question for you here, because you mentioned something last week in passing, and I want to expand on it, because I think people are passionate about their beer. They love their beer, and I think they love beer they can't get. What's the brewery up in Wisconsin? But you have to
New Glarus with the spotted cow.
Yeah. So people are like, oh my God, I gotta make the run. Well, for years that's been Yuengling, right? And you kind of touched on it last week that Yuengling's coming to Iowa. As a beer guy, and you own multiple establishments that serve beer, some are craft, some are your regular stuff. How big of a deal is Yuengling coming to Iowa?
I would say it's the last big thing that's coming in my career. As far as like a national brand, it is considered craft, by the way. Established in 1829, 197 years in business. 6th generation. This generation's owned by 4 women. Dick Yingling's daughters. And Cheryl Yingling is supposed to be in town. She flies in on Sunday right before Groundhog's Day. With the weather these days, you just don't know. But that's pretty cool that she's going to be here. It's big enough to send one of the family members of a 197-year-old brewery. Apparently, there's some Facebook pages that like bring Yingling to Iowa. People have been talking about it for a long time. So I think it's a big deal. It's one of the few. It's a large old-time brewery that actually is considered under the craft category. So,
and that's
cool
just
too.
based on volume, Bruno. The craft versus macro is just based on how much beer you produce.
It's volume, but it's also family owned. Like Anheuser-Busch is owned by a Brazilian company / Belgian company.
Belgian. Yeah.
So when you go up and out and support Anheuser-Busch, part of that ends up going overseas. Now, of course, the folks that run the beer distributorship here in town employ a lot of people, and there's a lot to it. And Busch Light, one of the best sellers, is made with Iowa corn. So there's a lot of crossover. I'm just saying, when you spend money at John Martin's brewery, Confluence, sorry, and you don't buy a Busch Light, you buy an Old Tavern, you're buying similar beer, but it's 100% back to Des Moines, and it's made with Iowa corn still. So, it's a unique proposition. So Yingling, yeah, it's and then it's also a volume thing. You can't make more than an X amount. You can't be owned by a foreign company. Again, by the way, if you like Coors Light or Miller Lite, that's owned by a Canadian company / I don't know who, but it's not. It's it's Molson Coors or whatever it is. I can't keep track because they keep buying each other out. And in fact, I think Anheuser-Busch bought them out too. Globally, there's a whole it's just the smaller fish get gobbled, and then what I like about the craft beer designation, what sells at the Iowa Tap Room or at the El Bait Shop for the most part is breweries that are smaller businesses, just like myself. You tend to want to do, you can't always do it, but you try to do business with small businesses. I think it's a good idea. I guess not everyone does. I think it's a great idea to work with people in your neighborhood, in your town, in your state to work to be a success. And that doesn't quite work when, the Brazilian drives into Des Moines and says, you got to cut, you got to stop selling these 20 beers because that's not why we give you the chance to be a bud distributor. So there's a lot of pressures that are a little odd there, but that's why we have we're gonna have pastries from Lamy for barrel aged brunch.
Barrel aged brunch. Little Giant Beer Summit has always been one that supports local and Iowa beers. You've got the Iowa Tap Room, which puts a ton of Iowa beers on. Bruno, I'm a big fan of the local.
It's just a business model. I mean, you can go to Charlotte's here in town. It's locally owned at 3 or 4 places, or you can go to Chick-fil-A that I don't know what their deal is, but or Raising Cane or whatever. You can go to chain places, you can go to local places. I'm pretty sure that when you go to you go to a place like Fazoli's, you're not going to meet Mr. Fazoli, but when you went to Latin King, you met Bobby Tercy at the door all the time. I know that things have changed there, but that's how that works too. But I love that. I love seeing the owner. I love talking to the people that own it. I love people that are involved in the company. I work with, I go to Drake Garage. That's changed ownerships, and it's owned, I think, by a bigger company now, but still personal service. Scotty's Body Shop.
Willis Automotive.
Willis Automotive. They sell cars that are made not quite in our state, right? But
they're family owned.
Family.
Yeah, I mean,
local family.
I get it, but let's use Yingling as an example. You're going to be selling that at your places, and like people get excited for it. I mean, Melanie says it's like Christmas Day. Love Yingling because they haven't. It's hard to get. So I guess my question to you is, how many of your establishments are going to be serving it like right away? So when people go, hey, it's here, where can they go?
Where's here?
So I will make a quick note that they sort of kind of saved Groundhog's Day this year as far as how many people are going to come. because it would be on a Monday, our 26th year of our grand opening. We kind of feel like we're going to be full on both sides. Bait Shop, High Life. I'm imagining that Truman's has it. The Empire will have it. Library will have it. Buzzard Billy's will have it. Chicken will have it. And then this is draft this time around. So it's their light and their lager on the front end. So if everyone's looking to bring some home, it's not in package, in cans, in bottles until March. That rolls out in March. So I'm trying to hopefully put together something that's kind of near the first day of baseball. So talk to Sam Barnaby a little bit about that. Maybe we'll do another fun thing at the Bait Shop High Life. But the High Life, that's where I mean it fits at the High Life and at the Bait Shop. You know, if let's just say if Busch Light came to Des Moines, well, we wouldn't probably have it on at the High Life or at the Bait Shop too.
El Bait Shop, yeah.
You know, so that's why it works. That's why it's fun.
Okay. I'm excited about Barrel Aged Brunch, man. We're a month away from that. I think you told me that the morning session is sold out. Are there still tickets?
Sold out? Yeah, you got
the whole thing. Okay.
There's still tickets maybe in the morning. I haven't looked. I like I said, I was out of town, but I do know that they were pretty much full up on the morning session. That doesn't mean that you might be able to get
a single or something. Okay.
Something like that. And then the afternoon is quickly getting filled in. I would still think we could fit whoever wants to come. We have 40 kegs, and even if we filled the Bait Shop twice over, it's still more beer than 2 sessions can handle. Really good stuff.
I mean, the beer is the star of the show. That's why you're going down there. But man, the breakfast is fantastic too.
No, I know. Like I said, I mentioned Lamy. We get Lamy pastries, but we also make breakfast there. We make breakfast for the Groundhog's Day, which is free to get in. Free beer from 6 to 8 on Monday. Paula will give her prediction. And that's the other thing. There's a connection. You know, Paula has relatives in Pennsylvania, just like where Yingling's from. Punxsutawney Phil and Pottsville are separated by about an hour and a half. So we got some Pennsylvania action happening that day. There is some other fun things. If you like your beer, this Thursday and Friday, we're going to be hosting Mardo. And the reason that I wanted to say that quick, it's always good if you can't if you're not going to come to Barrel Aged Brunch, you can go to to Bait Shop or the library, and we have a couple beers coming in. The library will have these 2 beers: Resolution, Imperial Stout aged in Old Elk bourbon barrels, 13.5, and Cocoa Bomb Imperial Stout with raw coconut, toasted coconut, and coconut extract aged in 5-year-old elk bourbon barrels. Those will be at the library. I'm sure some of those might show up at Barrel Aged Brunch too. But if you can't, you can come over, and then we have muffin berries. We have some pastry sours, sherbet Grover, some hoppy beers. They're really good at hoppy beers too. Czech lager and a pale lager too, rounded out for Mardo at the library. And then we'll also have a smaller version of that tackle box, the Bait Shop. So if you if you're big fans of Mardo, or you want to have if you can't, maybe you have some things going on Saturday, you can't make it. Saturday, I should say, maybe you want to do both because it's still 2 weeks away till Barrel Aged Brunch. But
is it 2 weeks? I was thinking it was it was February
7th. Like I say, I'm in a time warp here. February 7th, however long that is. But that's right.
It's 2 weeks. Okay, all right. I had something. I've got it on my calendar. I should have looked to see what it was. 2 weeks from Saturday.
I'm not.
All right.
I'm not what you call organized, and I didn't get talk. We
didn't.
No,
you don't say.
Today.
Bruno
didn't get talking points. We do have a little time if you want. Robbie Burns' dinner is still available too. If you want to get a chance, reserve in advance. Check in with the Royal Mile to get a seat for that, and Scott Sipker's show, as we talked about before. But there's your community calendar and notes on travel and
thanks, Bruno. Justin, welcome to the show, buddy. Oh, you don't have to leave on us, Bruno. Yeah, hang out with us. Justin's probably going to tell us things that we screwed up, or at least talk to us about the Drake win last night. Nice win for the Bulldogs. Oh, we can't hear you, buddy.
Can't hear you, Justin.
What about now?
Now I can.
Yeah, got you now.
Nice win.
Yeah, no, signature win for Coach Hendo for sure. And the first time all season, I think we saw Drake play a complete game, and they just did everything and more that they needed to do to win that game. It was awesome. It was great to see. The energy in the Knapp Center was great. Few corrections. Trav, you said Jalen Quinn previous high in points was 22. It was actually 31. He scored 31 against Georgia Tech.
He had 22 in the first half, didn't he?
No, I think he had like 18. But
or 17. Yeah, okay.
It was close.
All right.
But 22 by Owen Larson tied a career high as well.
Okay.
So a couple of big nights for those guys.
Correction.
And then I think it's crazy that you guys say you didn't feel like the ref show was an involvement.
I got to be honest with you, Justin. Watching it on TV, I didn't feel it.
Maybe I wasn't glued to it the way but I'm the same way. I didn't at any point think to myself, man, they're spending a lot of time at the free throw line here. But maybe that's just because I was at the Wild game, kind of, looking at other things as well.
And also, Justin, think about this. And he's right. When you're watching something on television, if there's a stoppage in play, you kind of go somewhere else, or you mentally go, okay. Or if you got the four thing on, you're not
Which
there.
Is
But
fair.
if you're physically sitting in the arena, I could see where the reaction would be different.
There was 18 fouls called in the first 10 minutes.
Oh man, that's brutal.
And I'm very much in agreement with you guys where very rarely do I blame refs. I think it's low-hanging fruit. I was sitting there and I'm like, this is outrageous. Like, you are controlling the game as refs. Neither Ryan Miller or Hendo, you can't get your team to get into a rhythm. And so those were like the two corrections I had. Sitting there, you definitely felt the 78,000 free throws.
78,000.
It was bad.
Bruno, in the retail world, do you give, in basketball, we get to blame the officials. In the restaurant world, who do you guys blame?
Oh, is it weather? If you're losing
the
sales,
economy?
Ross?
Weather and the government. But a perfect example is it's going to get really, really cold out, and people start to go, I don't really want to get in my car and go out, But what the crazy thing is, if it snows a lot, and everyone's like, "Oh, I don't think we're going to be open because it snows." Like, yeah, because it's going to be busy because school's out or whatever. Like we get, I've said it before, and it's always funny. Is like, oh, it's not busy today because it's raining, and then the next time it rains and it's super busy, it's like, well, you know why it's busy? Because it's raining.
Right? Yeah.
But no, economy is always one, but that's why we keep our prices low and give great service. If you're going to spend your money, you want to feel good about spending it. I think that's what proposition we offer.
Listen, Bruno said something earlier that I think is a polarizing one, and I'm a big, big, big fan of it. Justin, do you like coconut chocolate beers?
I don't like coconut.
I could look at his face. When I said coconut, did you see that ugly face he made? Watch, coconut. See that face? Look at that face he makes. Get that face off your head.
Almond Joys and Heath bars are just a list of shitty-ass candy bars.
Wait a minute. Heath bars have...
No, I'm throwing them in there with bad candy bars.
What do you... It's a line from It's a Wonderful Life, but it's like, what are you talking about, you idiot? You don't like coconut? You know where coconuts come from? When George Bailey's a little kid and somebody doesn't want coconuts, and he's like, what are you, some kind of idiot?
I guess I don't know that line. What does he's...
I just thought it was funny. We watched it this year, and the amount of times they call somebody silly, stupid, or idiot. I'm like, man, I thought this was supposed to be a nice movie, but they're kind of mean to people sometimes. But he's talking about how he wants to go travel the world, and you don't like coconuts, stupid, or whatever. It's like, how can't you like coconuts?
I love it. Travis, you're a fan?
I love coconut. Matter of fact, I had it's got good fat in it. and it's nice and sweet. But again, it probably wasn't until I was in my 30s or 40s to where I said, "Oh, I like coconut, like blue cheese dressing." I didn't like blue cheese when I was 20 years old.
Like coffee, like black coffee? Will I get into that later on?
Black coffee is just awesome, but there are levels to
coconut?
coffee. You start with heavy cream, heavy
sugar.
heavy sugar. Then you're like, I'm going to lighten up the sugar, keep the heavy cream, and then you start lightening up. But then before you know it, you just black coffee, and you're like, why did I put sugar and cream into my coffee?
Well, the thing is if they don't, it's like beer. If you don't make really good beer, you hide it behind flavors. So you can, I mean, black coffee is nasty if it's made poorly. I mean,
Yes.
It can taste burnt.
Yes.
I had some yesterday on the airline, and it tasted like burnt.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have anything in it.
But
the
like
old radio
most things-
station coffee was swill, just awful.
Yeah, but like most things, you bring up beer. Your first, if you're going from Bud Light, Busch Light, whatever, Michelob Ultra, you're like, I'm going to, and this was me 15 years ago when you first started doing the show, is that I went from, I have two examples of this. I went from like Bud Light to the hoppiest IPA you could find. You're like, what the hell? I mean, that was just boom. You didn't ease into it. Scotch. You go from, a bourbon into the peatiest scotch you can find. And you're like,
road tar.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's the way it goes. But there is, the basic coffee. I've never, people, we have a guy I ride bicycles with, and he won't drink coffee sometimes when we go to places because he's like, we call him a coffee snob.
Yeah.
He gets all his coffee from Zanzibar, and that's just his thing. So I knew when we opened up the library or the Empire that I would have him hooked because that's what we sell. We sell Zanzibar. Speaking of working with local, we work with Zanzibar for our coffee at the Empire.
Yeah, Bruno, I do that with beer all the time. I will walk into a place with friends thinking I'm going to get a beer, look at the beer menu, and then get a water. That happens a lot. And then my friends were, thought you're getting a beer. There's nothing here I want to drink.
They don't have that fruity crap that I like.
Hey, stop it now. Talk to you
All
next
right,
week, buddy.
fellas. We got to get out of here. Thanks,
Have a good
Bruno.
one.
Appreciate it. Justin, appreciate your time as always. Tomorrow, we'll talk Seahawks because they're going to be on the way to go to the Super Bowl. That's right. You'll be wearing that cap that you don't take off.
Why?
Enjoy your Thursday. Stay warm. Go to the Empire. Go to El Bait Shop. Go to High Life Lounge. Go to the Chicken. Go everywhere. And
Go
enjoy your
everywhere.
day. See
To
you later.
everybody.
Tomorrow, everybody.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Drive into 2026 in style with a brand new Cadillac from Willis Cadillac. We have a large selection of EVs, and you can get 2.9% APR to 60 months on Optic, Lyric, and Vistic. And for eligible Costco members, you can get up to $1,250 in incentives on select Optic, Lyric, and Vistic. We have up to $2,000 in bonus cash for owners of qualifying non-Cadillac vehicles. Stop into our showroom or check us out online at williscadillac.com.
Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on? Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.